Hello and welcome back to my channel, Benson's Trumpet Tips. In today's discussion, we are going to be discussing expectation versus reality when learning trumpet. It's really exciting when you're getting an instrument, it looks really cool, you've never played it before, you don't know what these buttons do. Since I chose this instrument, immediately when I picked it up, I thought to myself, wow, I'm going to be able to learn this right away. I'm going to be able to play all the high notes, all the technical stuff on it, everything else like that. To my surprise, my junior high school teacher basically chuckled and said, it takes many years to learn your instrument and hone your craft and, to get good at something. Of course, being as young as I was, didn't really clue in at the time to that. So initially, the first couple of weeks were quite difficult. Expectation was that I was going to be able to learn this and play all these fun things and scales, and then reality set in, and that's when you started to learn. Okay, you have to learn scales. You have to do tuning. After a couple weeks of trying to play trumpet, I get very frustrated, and I'd say, why can't this sound so good, and why can't I play these notes, and why is my range only a G in the middle of the staff, So when you're starting off playing trumpet, if your expectation is that you're going to try to learn this quickly right away and do all these other things, you may succeed with a lot of those things. Different trumpet players learn at different speeds. I myself didn't really learn very fast. I was always quite of a slow learner. It was kind of a slow burn until kind of after high school. Then I kind of started cluing into everything. What you have to realize is that this is all memory building. You're using both sides of your brain. It's all muscle memory. When you're buzzing, your lips are going to remember which vibration you're buzzing at. Your breathing is also going to be a key factor. So another expectation versus reality is when you're starting off, your instrument won't be brand new. It'll be a student model, just like any school model like that. For me, I was expecting my trumpet to sound like the heavenly gates opening up or something like that. It was gonna sound gorgeous. Tone is gonna be great. I'm gonna be playing all these jazz things. But instead, I got these really flat notes here and there, and I got these slides that didn't work or were stuck or that sort of thing. Don't get discouraged right away. You're not going to sound like this guy in the back here, like Eric Miyashiro or Alan Vizzuti or Minion Ferguson. Reality sets in pretty quickly that you have to work really hard at honing in your craft, honing in your scales, honing in your tuning, your intonation, tonguing, sight reading, watching the conductor, making sure that you're following them, all that other stuff. A lot of these trumpet players, the famous guys, they started off really young, and they basically started when they were young. A lot of some of them, their parents were also musically inclined as well. So you kind of got to just find your own path and just decide, if you want to get good at this, you got to put in the time, and you got to make sure that, if you're not getting to that certain level every week that you want to get to, the best thing to do is just stay relaxed, take a deep breath, and just relax, because you can always go the next day. You can always go the next day. You can always try again. There's nothing wrong with instruments and just attempting to try things multiple times. You just got to try it again. As you get older, your mental capacity and your understanding of music will increase, and you're not going to sound as good as the person next to you. You may sound good next to the person next to you on that side. The key is try to do your own personal best. It's not good to compare if you're good or if you're better than somebody, or if you're missing out on this or that. It took me like 8 years just to get a nice tone out of my trumpet. It took that long with everything else that was going on in life, with school and everything else and all that other things. So just try to do your personal best. What are other people expecting of you when you're starting off doing music? You could have your teachers could have expectations of you have to learn this scale by this date, you have to learn this piece by this date, you have to learn these chord progressions, you always have to keep in check what other people's expectations are of you, and if they're relevant, or expectations of yourself, and if you are putting too many expectations on yourself. You have to set a limit and a goal of what you want to accomplish, And don't feel bad if you don't succeed, or if you don't get that grade that you want, or if you don't sound the way you want to sound. Like, it's it's more of a mental thing. You want to make sure that you don't burn out and start telling yourself inside, like, man, I didn't play that section right, or darn it, this was supposed to be a flat note, this is supposed to be a sharp. We're not all child prodigies here. Bottom line is, with expectation versus reality, you should realize to yourself that, why did you choose your musical instrument in the first place? What brought you towards your instrument that you wanted to play? Was it so you could play jazz in a little small band? Was it because you wanted to play church gigs with somebody? Was it you wanted to learn how to play the trumpet yourself because you wanted to play yourself? You always want to make sure at the end of the day that you're enjoying your instrument, you're enjoying playing, and it shouldn't be a chore. Of course, learning any instrument is going to be difficult at first, but you should be having fun with it. It shouldn't be bringing you down. You shouldn't go to every rehearsal singing, "Oh, well, I got to learn this today and I got to learn that today." If that's the mentality, you got to put this down, got to do something else. Then once you've let this sit for a while, you've went for a bike ride, you've done swimming or something like that, you've had a nice meal or something, come back, refocus again, and just say, okay, I want to learn the B flat scale, or I want to learn my tone. I want to get my tone better, anything like that. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and then my other videos on my channel, please like and subscribe.